Hello and welcome to the Gallant Goblin Plays Tales from Goblinshire. First I wanted to welcome my players who are on loan from Ravenswood Bluff. I'm going to just go ahead and introduce y'all in pairs, starting with Jojo and Alejo. Welcome. How are y'all doing?
Hi. Doing great.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So y'all stream, I believe, each Tuesday and Sunday. Tell us about kind of what your streams are about.
Yeah, so Jojo's with me on Tuesdays, so if you want to talk about that, Jojo.
On Tuesdays, we try and do like fun, a little bit of traditional Clocktower and a little bit of the new stuff, but we try and keep it like accessible to just like the next level. If you've done a lot of trouble brewing and a lot of the base stuff, we're like the next step up.
Yeah, Jojo's a big fan of extension code in particular, I think. It's a good step. Sundays? I take Sundays by myself. There's no Jojo around for that, except occasionally when she wants to join us for a game, maybe. That's when we do things a little bit weirder. If people are aware of anything I've done, it might well be through the AI game that I did, which was very silly. That was done on a Sunday. We do a lot of Oops Old Pit Hags on Sundays. We also have Mondays sometimes, which is when Navian and I talk about script building, which is very different and a lot of fun. Jojo's been on it. I'm not sure if Milk and Emma have been on it in the past. No? Well, if not,
I was Milk.
I was on one episode.
Milk was at ClockCon.
Yeah, for ClockCon. Yeah.
You were on the first Clocktower Con one that we did, yeah. Yeah, we can do one that's not like alive sometime, Milk.
Love to.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what we do.
I know we've talked about me coming on to talk about Gary Cooper Sheriff, but we never actually.
We have, yeah. No, we do need to do that. We wanted to do it as, yeah. Sorry.
No, it's exciting. And from Grim Scenarios, we have Emma and Milk. How are you two today?
Yes, good.
Good.
So on Grim Scenarios, y'all do a little bit of everything. You have Clocktower, you have board games, you have RPGs, you do podcasts, you do videos and streams. Tell us about Grim Scenarios, how y'all got started with that.
Several years ago, Emma and I thought, what if we did a podcast about Clocktower strategy? And we did. And it was called Grim Scenarios because Emma had a fun idea of what to call it. And so we did that. We did that for a while. And then we started a Discord server where we have really every day of the week, we have Clocktower games, live Clocktower games that are run by our team, by our community, and lots and lots of stuff going on. We have now board games. We have like an entire group of people that just does online jigsaw puzzles. Like it's we have a role-playing game section. We have a book club now, which is pretty exciting. And then we stream Clocktower twice a week. I host the Tuesday stream where Sabinite and I host games of Clocktower for our kind of live stream group. Typically customs with a mix of base 3. We tend toward kind of a mix of well-tested versus kind of experimental. We do some really wild customs sometimes, but typically we don't do like the Oops All Pit Hags kind of stuff that Alejo and Jojo kind of get into. We do more kind of traditional Clocktower games. And Emma, I don't know if you want to talk about some more stuff.
Yeah, we also stream Saturday mornings. We do that with various streamers from our community as well as various storytellers from our stream group. Letting them have a chance to sort of be in the spotlight. And we're excited to be here. We are in post-production on our first actual play series, so we're so this is a nice little preview of our RPG style, I guess.
Any teases for that and what that's going to be about?
We did a 2-shot of Blades in the Dark that we recorded over the past couple months, and we're working on post-production for that. And if we like it and people like it, we're hoping to do more in the future.
Such
a wonderful
game.
System.
Yeah, I love that one so much.
Great game.
And then all of us, I believe, are content creator partners for Final 3Con coming up in Washington, D.C. That's April 25th, 27th. And I'll be there with my fellow goblins, Eric and Glenn, and we're going to be running this adventure, Tales from Goblinshire, at the event. We're going to be running it 3 times a day. I think it's sold out, but keep an eye on it because sometimes people have to drop out for various reasons. If you are signed up for one of those sessions, you may want to hold off on watching this video for a while. We are going to have a couple of different scenarios that we're going to be running, different kind of sets of characters and whatnot, so you may not play this exact scenario, but you know, if you hate spoilers like I do, you may want to bookmark this and watch it a little bit later on. But we also, if you want to play this and you maybe aren't going to Final 3Con, we're going to have 4 online charity games that are going to be available for bidding. And each game has 3 open seats, and you'll be joined by some Clocktower celebrities and personalities that you know and love, like the folks here today. We have one game that's going to have Jojo and Alejo. We have another game with 3 seats that has Emma and Milk. And then we have one with Beardy and Brad, and we have one with Malachi and Ben Burns. That auction opens on April 24th at 8 p.m. I think that's Eastern, I assume. And closes on Sunday, April 27th at 3 p.m. So those are going to be all online, and once you bid and get your seat, we're going to work together, everybody, to schedule the games to accommodate everybody's schedule as best we can, and we're going to be playing those sometime this summer. And if you want to find Grim Scenarios and Alejo and everybody, we're going to have all those links down below. So y'all be sure to send me those in Discord if I don't have all your links already, but I think I've got most of them. So we'll have those down in the doohickey. And yeah, anything else you'll want to mention or plug before we jump in?
Let's get into it. See you at Final 3Con.
Yes, I'm so excited. So with that, players, please sit back, relax, put on your imagination hats. Milk, what does your imagination hat look like?
It's mostly on fire.
Perfect. Well then, let us begin. You walk out of the mist to see a town that should not be here. The trees part like curtains around a strange stage, revealing squat little buildings of stone and timber, nestled between the twisting boughs of the woods. Vines choke lampposts, and the cobbled streets are dappled with moonlight. Every structure looks weathered and long abandoned, except for the garish Clocktower at the town's heart, towering over the rooftops like a misplaced prop from another world. Its ticking is unnaturally loud, resonant, and steady. The fog curls around your boots like curious cats, and there's a faint metallic scent in the air, like a mixture of sugar and blood. As your eyes adjust, you notice others emerging from the mist around you. You weren't together before, but somehow you're all brought here. Jojo, would you like to introduce us to your character?
Damien Von Seros strides forward. He has a powerful gait to his demeanor, and he wears royal like a royal guard, pauldrons on his shoulders, and a slight air about him as he floats forward. Damien is a sorcerer with the soul of a clockwork. He respects order, and he's heard about this place, but never once thought he'd be here.
Nice. Emma.
Nemessa slinks out from the shadows to the tune of her lyre, dancing as she approaches, bemused and looking around to see what she might be able to steal to make this strange experience worthwhile.
Very nice. Alejo.
Anathema strides forward, carrying an elongated staff, clad in blue robes bearing all kinds of arcane symbols, perhaps arcane, perhaps religious. Their book is worn at the hip, and their long white hair perhaps signals the Asama's connection to the divine.
Nice. And Milk.
Everyone hears the sound of what appears to be someone shrieking as they fall from a great height. No, a goblin in bedraggled and patched cloaks and robes falls flat on his face, promptly in front of the rest of the party members from somewhere. It doesn't really matter where, and lands in a heap. He looks up and says, "Oh, hello."
And from the shadow of the tower, a figure steps forward. He is tall, he is slender, and he's smiling far too broadly. He's dressed in a black tuxedo with crimson trim. He has a shimmering top hat, cocked at an impossible angle on his head, and has a gleaming cane that's topped with a demon skull. And he tips his hat with a theatrical bow in your direction. Ah, guests, my favorite kind of people. Fresh, confused, and full of hope. Delicious. He spins his cane like a performer before planting it in the cobbles with a click. Welcome to Goblinshire. You can call me Bane Burns, curator of curiosities, host of horrors, and your ever so charismatic master of ceremonies. Now I know what you're thinking. Where am I? Why am I here? What in the screaming hells is happening? And to that I say, what is life without a little fun mystery? Besides, you've all played Clocktower hundreds of times each. How hard can it be when your lives are actually on the line? At the stroke of midnight, a demon will arrive. He and his ilk crawl into the bodies of these dear, delightful kobolds around you. And someone, oh yes, someone will die. Every day, more blood, more fear, and more entertainment. And he leans in close, almost conspiratorially. Your job: find the demon, root out the rot, and when you do, slay it. Or fail, and you too shall join our little cast of kobolds, trapped forever, playing the same show. You have 3 days, 3 accusations, 3 opportunities to uncover the evil hiding amongst our lovely little lizards here. When the demon is executed and the final confrontation begins, it begins immediately. No curtain call, no encore, just blades, bloods, and hopefully a few heroic monologues. But that demon, if executed, will be weakened. But if you reach the end of the 3rd day without striking the right name, well, then the demon comes to you, at full strength, with his minion beside him. If you manage to eliminate the minion before the final fight, they stay dead. No backstage passes, no phone a friend, just the demon alone. And he claps his hands. And with that, you see fireworks go off over your head of green and purple. You've arrived just in time. The clock ticks forward, the wine is being poured, and the party is just about to begin. And with that, the cobbles beneath your feet seem to shimmer under a glow when you hear the swell of music, somewhere between a fanfare and a carnival overture. And you hear doors creaking open and windows banging upward, and one by one, kobolds of various colors emerge from the little homes and shops, blinking against the glare. And then, all at once, the lights all go out, and you are in total darkness. A hush falls. And you feel a chill wind slithering around the square. And suddenly, a scream, a shriek, a gasp, the clatter of something falling, and then silence. And then the lights turn back on with a violent snap, and you see him, Bane Burns, slumped against the base of the clock tower. His head is twisted around 180 degrees. His mouth is agape in a frozen, mocking gasp, and his cane lies beside him, the demon skull cracked open like an egg. And you hear the kobolds all gasping and scared. And then you hear an audible pop, 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 pop of bones as his head turns back around. And his head clicks to the left, clicks to the right, and his eyes flutter open. And he gets up and he straightens his cloak. Whew. Wasn't that delightful? A bit of murder, a dash of drama. Nothing says welcome to Goblinshire like a little death drop. Murder mysteries are very popular right now, or so I'm told. Well, tonight's cast. 8 kobolds hand-picked. Yuki, Rory, Flick, Coda, Buckles, Shep, Digby, and Kaku. Limited edition plushies available now at heroplush.com, because what's the point of trauma if you can't merch it? That means you have 5 plucky little townsfolk. Honest, anxious, and soon to die. 1 outsider, bless their heart, they barely know what stage they're on. 1 minion, someone's little lapdog, and 1 demon who's the real star of our show. The rules are simple, darlings. Find the demon, save the town, and don't die boringly. Nominations will take place in exactly 20 minutes. And bear this in mind, only kobolds may make nominations. Yes, I know it's frustrating. You're used to being the stars. Tonight you're more backstage directors. So, if you want someone hauled up to the Clocktower for a proper dramatic exit, you'll need to convince a kobold to do the nominating for you. Charm them, bribe them, threaten them, flatter their hat, whatever works. Yes, I know, it's a lot of exposition, but what can I say? I'm a sucker for a dramatic setup. Now, off you go. Investigate. Accuse. Betray. We've only got 2 hours, and I do so hate rushing the 3rd act. And he pops away in a mist of smoke.
So, have any of you been here before?
No, I've really never been anywhere before. I just sort of end up places. Hello.
Hello. You doing okay down there?
Oh my god, this is what we have to deal with.
Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry. No brushes himself off, stands up, runs his fingers through his shock of bright red hair, brushes the dirt off his green goblin-y skin. I am No, a powerful elven wizard.
Delighted. Ixael, cleric of Mistra. Your elven heritage is clear to us all.
Yes. Hello.
Glance at the other 2.
No handshakes. Okay.
Nimessa, charmed to meet you. Ixael, and no, the elf, you say no?
No, the elf, yes. I am a wizard. Powerful wizard. Powerful. Very powerful.
Dear God. Alright, my name is Damian von Seros, and I don't think I'll need any of your help to solve this, so the best you can all do is get out of my way. I ignore your hand.
Yeah. A little dirty. Cleaner.
So you take a look around the town square here, just to set the scene a little bit. Above you see the clock tower looming tall and out of place. And the square itself is ringed with lanterns, a lot of them kind of spurting, some of them off. To one side of the town square, you see a tavern called the Gallant Goblin. It looks like it was dropped here possibly from another village. Its windows glow warm and inviting, but there's something a little bit too perfect about it, like a stage set waiting for a scene to begin. And then further up the street, you see a temple that's leaning a little bit to the left. You see ivy climbing up the walls of it, stained glass windows, and opposite of that is the town hall, which is standing crooked and officious. And as always, behind it all, you hear the tick, tick, tick of the clock tower.
So that Bane Burns fellow, quite peculiar.
Yes, and he left before we could rob him, so that's a little disappointing.
Something
He
about
also seemed a little
demons. And demon worship is, it's an aspect of magic that should be cherished as with any other. But he seemed to be quite concerned about it, so perhaps we should do something about that.
I suppose.
They seem
We're
friendly.
not going to get any progress standing here. Let's talk to people.
I thought you were happy to do it by yourself, Damien. Suddenly you need us to talk to people. Is that it?
Talk to them for me, Exhale. How do you pronounce your name?
That's quite correct, Damien.
Okay.
I like meeting new people.
Let's make No do it.
Let's make No do it. You, servant boy, go talk to them.
Okay. I will go to the closest kobold.
Well, you got there's most of the kobolds are off in the various buildings around the area, so you can pick a building to go to if you like.
Yeah, let's go to the Gallant Goblin. That looks
Let's go to the Gallant Goblin.
All right, so yeah, this tavern looks a little bit too polished for the rest of Goblinshire. Like someone tried to renovate it, but maybe kind of gave up halfway through. You see the sign outside swinging on a well-oiled hinge. It's got a little goblin with a sword and his little salvaged helm with a little red plume up top. And when you walk inside, it's low ceiling and cluttered, but it's cozy in a way that a lot of this village isn't. The floorboards are creaking underfoot, and there's a large hearth that's crackling at one end. And you have shelves behind the bar that are stocked with bottles labeled in careful handwriting. There's a kitchen in the back, and near the fire, you see about a couple of kobolds in here right now. Let me check my chart to see who's where at this time of day. Inside this room, you see a little purple kobold kind of huddled in the corner with a hood over their head. You see a blue kobold who's wearing all sorts of armor, holding a spear. And you also see a green kobold sitting at one of the tables with a crystal ball sitting on the table in front of them. Those are the three notable.
We'll go to the green one.
Okay, so you approached our green kobold, whose name is Shep. Got quiet eyes, watching you with patient interest as you walk up. He says, I sensed your arrival. The orb started humming and rolled off the table again. And he picks up the orb. This is Clarence. Don't mind him. He's temperamental, likes to give visions out of order, and sulks if you ask anything too boringly. But yeah, anyway, my name is Shep. Sit down if you like. Sit down. Clarence loves an audience. Now, who might you be? No, wait. I sense your name. Looking at No. I sense your name. It has a letter in it. Maybe more. Is that right?
Yes. Wow, he's so good.
I knew it. Yes, of course. I knew it started with a sound, a strong one, or soft, maybe both.
Yes.
What is your name?
No.
Yes. Oh, that's a name that carries weight and history. Maybe vowels.
I think so. What's a vowel?
You're gonna be just fine, unless you aren't.
Lord.
Dear God.
How can I help you?
Nymessa, did you want to talk to this? We don't want to intimidate them. They seem very friendly.
Yes, we should put them at ease. Oh, no, why don't you keep talking to him?
Okay, I'll keep talking to him. Hello, friend. We are here to solve your dead butler problem. The guy outside with the clock.
The butler died?
I think he had a hat.
Flick, the orange kobold?
No,
Bane Burns.
No, Bane. Yeah, Bane Buns. Bane.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Please, we could use any help we can get. I'm scared for myself. And Clarence.
You said Flick is a butler?
Well, yes. Came in from out of town pretty recently, but has been bottling for various kobolds around town, a new one each day.
That's so nice of him.
I think he's on contract.
Him.
No, ask what he does.
What does he do?
Oh my God.
Oh, Flick? Oh, he's a butler.
Oh, I mean, what do you do?
What
do you
at
do?
Shep, what do you do?
Oh, well, each night Clarence and I can peer into the threads of fate. We can look at kobolds and sense if any of them might be the demon. Or sometimes we look at cheese.
That's quite the divination magic that you have there.
Yes, thank you.
A subject of which I have read extensively. Would you have any? Would you happen to have practiced this recently? Have you found any demons?
Well, I have peered into my crystal ball recently, into Clarence. But, I can't just tell everyone around town. This is my business. Perhaps if you were to help me with some favors, perhaps I can help you share information with you.
Or you could just tell us.
Well, now listen closely, my little constellations. I am terribly busy communicating with Beyond, maintaining the vibes, polishing Clarence. It's a very full schedule. I can't just be fetching herbs and unhexing chairs on my own. I could use some help, and then perhaps we can just have an exchange.
So here's two arguments.
Well,
First of all,
talking with him, can I sneak around from behind and try to steal Clarence?
Yeah, give me a stealth check.
Yeah, sure. That's a 22.
A 22.
Hilarious.
So yeah, you reach over and right behind as Shep is busy chatting, and you touch Clarence. Give me a Constitution saving throw real quick.
Constitution saving throw, sure. That's a 19 plus 1 is a 20.
Okay, so you feel a shock as you touch it, but you're able to kind of suppress like a little, and so you pull Clarence away, and Shep doesn't seem to notice. Shep is now glowing like a little bit of an angry red color, though.
I would like to use prestidigitation to make fire crackle in my hands, and I would repeat, or you can just tell us.
Hold on. As a fellow practitioner of the divine arts, I can see how important your great abilities are, and they could prevent dear old Flick from tragically dying. Do you want Flick dead? Is that what you want? Is that something that you are seeking?
Damien, why don't
Also-
you give me... Oh, sorry.
Also, the sooner you tell us, the sooner we'll leave you alone.
Damien, you give me an intimidation check. Ixiel, why don't you give me a persuasion check?
I rolled a 2 plus 5, 7.
Not too intimidating.
No.
Persuasion. I've rolled a 6 minus 1, 5.
God damn it.
So
right.
Shep says, one, I enjoy the company. You are no problem at all. But I do have to insist that if you want information from me, you have to do me a favor in return.
I
I'm
like
gonna
him.
come back around into Shep's field of vision. And I'm going to say, Shep, I saw a kobold running off with Clarence outside the tavern. Tell us what we want to know, and I'll go get your Clarence back for you.
And Shep looks down and, Clarence! And he gets up and he dashes out the door.
I think that went really well.
I think one of us could just use Clarence now, right?
We're the fortune teller.
Yeah. Does anyone know how to use Clarence?
I can try.
I mean, I can try. I've read the theory. It's not magic that I personally know, but I've read the theory.
Yeah, reading.
Do you think Clarence can tell someone if they're an elf or a goblin?
God damn it.
What's a goblin?
It's a small green creature that is much smaller than an elf, has sort of fangier teeth, greenier skin,
Like
And
Shep.
we
we really
Seems
don't
like you're
want to
describing
kill them.
Shep.
Never heard of one before. Is purple around? I think you said there was a purple.
Yeah,
Yes.
Coda.
I'm gonna
not
wander.
Coda.
I'm gonna wander away
Purple
from
one.
whatever's happening here and go see if I can find purple.
Can I try to use Clarence?
Ixiel, why don't you give me an Arcana check?
Whoa. Ixiel.
Oh, you've got Clarence,
Clarence.
haven't you?
Give
Nymessa,
me
can
some
I
gold.
try to use? I don't know if I have we brought gold in here with us.
I have gold. If it's gold you want, gold you'll have. Gold
Yeah,
doesn't
sure.
matter here.
Well, we're gonna leave eventually, and I'd like to make some profit out of this venture.
Well, we're not going to leave eventually if we don't figure out what's happening. Didn't you hear, Bane Burns?
Yeah, but as long as if you pay me like 5 gold, I'm sure this will be. I'll give you Clarence.
Damien, pay the woman.
I give her 5 gold.
I'll give Clarence to Ixiel.
Okay, I would like to try and use Clarence.
Okay, yeah, Arcana check.
That is an 8, a 3 on the die.
God.
You stare into Clarence and you see some text appear in your vision, and it says, "Reply hazy, try again later."
Yep. I'd like to walk behind No as he talks to Coda and just kind of mean mug Coda while whatever No does happens.
Okay, so yeah, tucked into the shadowed alcove here beside the fire and the hearth, you see this soft purple kobold keeping to themselves, hood drawn up overhead. They have a little drink that they're nursing. They're not saying anything, they're not speaking. They're just sitting there, hiding.
Hello there.
Oh, hi.
I'll crouch down, which I believe puts me relatively below eye level.
I don't usually talk to people, not because I don't
That's
like
okay.
them, but, people talk back and it gets complicated.
That's okay. I'm not people, I'm an elf.
Oh, hi, I'm Coda. I live near the tower, or in it sometimes. It just depends on the rats.
I'm No. I'm alive.
Right, hi, yes, hi.
Hi.
Sorry to bother you.
You're not bothering me, I'm bothering you. It's different.
Oh, hi.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Do you know Flick?
Flick? I don't really talk to people.
That's okay. Do you want to talk to me?
Sure, you seem nice. I've seen Flick. I think he's from outside.
Outside?
Yeah, he's not from Goblinshire like me. And I think there's only supposed to be one of us. I think that's how this thing works, right?
Don't know. But you seem nice.
Oh, thank you. Yes, hi.
What are you drinking?
Oh, it's just some ale that somebody left on the table when they left. Don't tell them that I didn't pay for it, please.
I won't tell anybody anything. Nobody listens to me anyway.
Oh, I understand.
If Shep comes and talks to you and tells you anything about some demons or something, would you mind just letting me know?
Oh,
I'd appreciate it. It would be really helpful for me specifically.
sure, yeah, I like Clarence better, though he talks less.
Clarence does seem to talk less. It was really, really nice to meet you, Coda.
Nice to meet you too, no?
I'm gonna leave you alone now.
She kind of, hides a little bit.
I suppose I should go talk to Buckles.
All right. You walk up to the steel blue kobold that's sitting in a corner table. Armor is still strapped on, like they're expecting to fight at any moment. Their eyes are just glancing around the room diligently. Vigilantly is the word I was looking for there. What would you like to say?
Hello, good soldier. Would you care for a song to help you prepare for your next battle?
She says, listen, if you're here to make small talk, don't. If you're here to start something, do it somewhere else.
I'm here to perform and learn and talk about demons.
You're not local, are you? That's fine. Most of the dead ones aren't either, but that's fine. No, if you want to sing, just make sure you do it in my eye line so I can keep an eye on everybody.
Could you tell me a little bit about what's going on here?
Well, my name is Buckles. I like to keep my gear clean, my boots named, and my death long overdue. If you've got questions, please ask. I'm just here to try to protect myself and everybody else in this town from the demon.
Do you know who the demon is?
No, I just keep to myself. I just protect people from everybody. All threats. Looks kind of you with squinty eyes.
Interesting. Is anyone here acting odd?
Everybody in this town acts odd if you ask me. None of them have any discipline.
Anyone have a strange change, like they've been possessed by a demon recently?
Oh no, this has happened here before. The demon change is very subtle. We don't know it until the end. But yes, I just keep to myself. If me or my equipment can be of any help, do let me know, but otherwise I just protect.
Interesting. So you know nothing.
I
You're
know
a bit of an
nothing.
idiot.
No, I am no help to this investigation.
Has your equipment been used recently? Perhaps, for example, on Mr. Bain Burns?
Oh, you are those talk-to-people types, aren't you? Fine. No, my armor hasn't been used recently. She pats her breastplate and says, this is Margaret. She keeps things in. She taps her spear. This is Prickle. She does the talking when I run out of patience. She stamps her left foot. This left boot is named Lefty, and she taps her right boot. This right boot is called Regret. She knows what she did. And no, I don't. They haven't had to have any polishing or cleaning lately. Not yet, anyway, although I'm vigilant every night, just in case.
I would like to whisper to Nymersa 5 gold if you can steal Margaret.
I'll try to steal Margaret, sure.
Explain how you steal the breastplate off of Buckles.
Okay.
And then roll a 40.
Let's see.
It seems like it might be a longer con.
Yeah.
Yes, I
You
think
might
this is
need
good.
to get him to bed first.
I think this is going to be a longer con. I say, tell me, Buckles, do you have a house you stay in here?
She says, I just stay upstairs here at the Gallant Goblin while I'm in town.
Okay. And how long are you in town for?
It seems like permanently these days. Perhaps I should look into getting a house of my own. This town is always under siege and always needing assistance.
Okay. And your room is upstairs?
Yes. Rory's cooking is quite good, so I don't mind staying here as long as I'll have me.
Who's Rory?
Rory, our chef, back in the kitchen there. Flamboyant, a bit dangerous with a cleaver, but quite good at cooking.
I will loudly say, Ixale, perhaps you and I, both of us definitely, should go talk to Rory.
I would greatly like to go and talk to Rory.
You want to head back to the kitchen?
No, I'm going to
Absolutely.
sneak upstairs and find a place to hide in Buckles' room.
All right.
I'm gonna go with Ixale to talk to Rory.
Yeah, I'll go talk to Rory.
All right. Yeah, y'all head into the kitchen here, behind the Gallant Goblin. You walk in, it smells like root vegetables and scorched wood and lots of cumin. You see copper pots hanging from the rafters in no particular order. And there's a stone cooking fire glowing on one far wall. And next to it is a well-used spice rack with several things posted and tacked behind it. And in the middle of it all, you see Rory, our red-scaled kobold chef, who's spinning in place with a ladle in one hand and a cleaver in the other and just laughing maniacally at something he must have heard.
Hail, chef.
Hello. Are you Rory?
And he says, "Hi, yes, I am. I cook. You want
What's on
something?"
the menu?
Oh, well, tonight we have roast pork roast and flaming carrots.
I'll have one of those flaming carrots.
I'm sorry?
I'll have one of those flaming carrots.
Oh, right you are. And he walks into the oven and just pulls out, like barehanded, a carrot just literally just on fire and tosses it in your direction. It's
Who
very,
else ordered these?
it's very good with a bit of cumin. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can't serve these unseasoned. What do you think, I am a peasant?
Oh, well, you walk into my kitchen, you season it yourself. Dim's the rules. I don't make them. Actually, I do make them. Anyway, what can I do for you?
We're just interested in the culinary proclivities of the people around here. You must know people quite well as the chef. You must know people's tastes. Has anybody
noticed-
ordered anything unusual recently? Perhaps any human flesh or infernal mites?
Maybe any odd pairs of dining couples?
Flaming carrots?
He says, Listen, I know what you're getting at, and I don't sleuth. I cook. Every time I stick my snout into town drama, someone ends up overcooked. But listen, I have been running this kitchen since before Buckles named her right foot, and let me tell you something. Evil does leave a residue. Not on the pans, mind you, but on the seating chart. The old chefs call it the seating scroll. It's a family heirloom, written in truth and gravy. And he kind of points over to the corner behind the spice rack where you see a couple of things tacked up. It's enchanted, and it reveals itself to those who have earned their culinary stripes, if they know what to do with it. You can take a look if you like, if you want to, but just make sure you put it back when you're done, and don't speak too loudly around the souffle.
I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, so you go and you pull the little chart off of the wall, and it says the seating scroll up top. But it's kind of written in the script that you don't recognize.
And in order to understand this, I must prove myself as a chef.
You must at least show it that you have some sort of culinary stripes.
Well, I was taught by some of the best in Baldur's Gate. I can easily prove it. What do you need?
It's between you and the chart. I'm just cooking.
I look at Zale. What would you like to try?
I feel like
anything.
I feel like I must have read a cookbook at some point. I do like reading.
I want to try to make those flaming carrots. Is that okay?
Have at it!
I think we should let No do this. This feels like a job for No.
I'm offering you my services, and you deny them still?
We can have a cook-off.
I'm going to try and recall something from one of the cookbooks that I will definitely have read at some point.
Yeah, history check.
History, perfect.
Love getting a history roll in.
Might I do the same?
That would be a... Oh, I thought that was a natural 1, but it's a natural 7, so that's going to be 12.
Yeah, you remember how to make pancakes.
So first of all, we take an egg, and then we take some butter, and then we take some mutton. Wait, no, that's not right.
No, it's like
much
watching,
easier.
like rapt attention, like fully, like
If you just let me do it.
Well, why don't you both do it? That way we get 2 chances.
All right.
Okay. I will pick up a. No, will pick up a carrot.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I
will
will
cast
pick up-
firebolt on the carrot. No, will hold up the carrot, which is now on fire.
And Rory looks over at you and says, "Oh, dear friend, you're forgetting one important step."
Cumin! I will mage hand cumin onto the carrot.
Little blue hand. What color is your mage hand?
Green, probably.
Green. Little green mage hand appears. There's a giant bucket of cumin under the table. Reaches in, picks up some cumin, sprinkles it over the carrot. Some of it falls on the seating scroll. And as it does, you see the little bits of cumin form into letters on the thing. And it says, "Evil prefers distance," on the seating scroll.
Interesting.
And at that moment, you hear a gong. And suddenly the lights all go out wherever you are. I think Nemessa has gone upstairs at this point, and as you're kind of walking down the hallway of the bedrooms, the light goes off. The light goes off in the kitchen, and suddenly, boom, you blink, and you are no longer where you were. You find yourself...
God damn it, it's so hard to steal this up.
Find yourself at the center... Sorry, Emma. You find yourself at the center of the town square, beneath the silhouette of the clock tower, and the torches all go... whoosh, all at once. And you see the kobolds emerging from their doorways and rooftops, and they're all standing there. And in a circle, you see Yuki, Rory, Flick, Coda, Buckles, Shep, Digby, and Kaku, some of whom you know, some of whom you don't yet. Shep is looking particularly disturbed tonight, like trying to look like around and like, and looks very nervous because maybe Shep is missing something. And at the center of it all, you see Bane Burns standing perfectly still. Ah, the tolling of the clock tower, so punctual, so ominous, so on brand. Oh, my darlings, it is time. Welcome to the nomination phase. If you've convinced any kobolds to nominate, now is the time. And maybe you can get an extra word in if they're still listening to you. Otherwise, they'll follow their own little peculiar little drives. And the final vote, well, that is yours too, darlings. A simple majority is all it takes. That means 3 of you for those of you who may have taken intelligence as a dump stat. Now, any questions, any protests, any existential crises?
Do I still have the carrot?
You do still have the carrot. The
I was
flaming
off-
carrot.
I was just
will
about
offer
to
the
cast True
carrot.
Strike to help Damien with the chopping.
Oh, I have like half a souffle in my hand, and I'm like, God damn it!
As you yell at it, you see it go, poo. And then Bane says, "Lovely, then I declare nominations are open."
What are you doing with this carrot now?
Oh, I was going to offer it to Ben Barnes. Want a carrot?
Bane does a little thing, and you see the carrot fly into his hands. And he eats it flame side first.
The right way to eat it.
I know how to steal this armor. I go over to Shep.
Okay.
And I say, Shep, I have a lead on what happened to Clarence.
Yeah? Oh.
Buckles stole it. Nominate Buckles. We'll get it off her body.
And Shep says, "I nominate Buckles." And Bane turns over and says, "Oh, well then. Nemessa, would you care to take this accusation? I heard you whispering."
Yes, I trust Shep here. Shep is a very poor soul who's in a very bad spot. He's lost a good friend. And I've heard that evil is far apart from each other, so Shep's neighbors are probably evil. Like Buckles here.
And then Bane says, "Oh, now, my poor unfortunate little accusee, any words to defend yourself?" And Buckle says, "Really? I sleep with a spear, I name my armor, I haven't smiled since the goblin invasion of 27, and I'm the one you think is hiding a demon in my skull? All right."
Buckles, one more question. Could you tell me, is Noah a goblin?
Just
What's a
stares at
goblin?
you. Buckles just stares at you accusingly. And Bane says, "It's time for the vote. Damien, how do you vote?"
Christ. I keep my hand down.
Nemessa.
Oh, it's gonna be so much easier to steal this armor if Buckles is dead.
She's just doing this to win a bet.
No.
Hi there!
And
No,
Excision.
put your hand down.
I will keep my hand down. It's Damien's money on the line, but still.
Well, 2 is less than 3. So, any further nominations today?
I'd like to lean over to Coda and whisper, "You claim to be the one and only outsider, which means that Flick must be evil, yes?"
And Coda kind of whispers to you. He says, "Well, yes, if there's another one, something's wrong, or someone's lying, or worse, there's a Baron among us."
Bears are scary.
But wouldn't it be so terrible if Flick was the true evil and you were the only one that was good and you were strung up instead? You should nominate Flick.
And just audibly, you hear, "Give me a persuasion check real quick."
Whee!
I gotta remind myself that y'all have to roll
18 plus 5.
No.
23.
Yeah. Coda says, "I nominate Flick," very quietly. And Bane says, "Oh, please do. Tell us why, Damien."
The possibility of a Baron is not something to be overlooked, but as a good start, I think offering a butler would be a nice shot.
And Flick speaks up. You hear his voice for the first time. He says, "Of course, blame the help." And Ixiel, how do you vote?
We'll vote for.
That's a yes?
I will raise my staff into the air.
And no.
Hello!
No, put your hand down.
Nemessa.
Absolutely not. We will not betray the working man like this.
And Damien.
I find that the help is always unnecessary. I raise my hand.
And with that,
Could steal gold things off your corpse too, Damien.
the final vote is cast, and for a heartbeat, the square falls into perfect silence. Even the flames of the torches seem to pause briefly as if they're holding their breath. And Flick stares at you, wide-eyed and stunned. The words haven't quite landed yet. And then his mouth opens to protest or maybe plead, but it's too late. With a sudden groan of gears, the doors to the clock tower swing open, and there's nothing behind the doors except this blinding white light, pure and searing. And then, whoosh! You see Flick's feet fly up the ground as if they're yanked by a rope, and they flail briefly, letting out a and they're yanked backward into the light, and the doors slam shut with a thunderous clang. And then the light continues to pour out through the cracks of the door, and then darkness from the door. And a moment passes, and another, and another. There's no smoke, there's no howl, there's no infernal screams or demons being dragged down to the abyss. And Baneburn says, "Well, that was deeply anticlimactic. I was sure that one was going to scream something incriminating on the way out. Well, there's still tomorrow. Good night, everybody." And the lights go off again.
I'm going to kill Damien before this is finished.
He seemed nice.
You blink, and the town square is no longer bathed in torchlight and fear, and you are all lying on the mist-covered cobblestones here as the early morning sun rises.
Damn it!
You see the sky streaked with pink and gold, and the fog that blanketed the square during the night is beginning to lift, but not quickly enough to hide the shape sprawled near the base of the tower. And you smell it before you see it, the smell of burnt cumin. Rory lies face down near the steps of the clock tower, a shattered frying pan clutched in one hand. His apron is stained, some of it food, some of it not, but Rory has served his last meal. Welcome to day number 2.
Is anybody around? Is anybody around to see this body other than us?
So you see a couple of eyes kind of looking over windowsills, but there's nobody out in the town square. They're just a few eyes from the windows.
Oh, he seems fine. I think he's fine. I go over and be like, "Hey, you fell asleep, buddy. I think he's fine."
I put my hand on No's shoulder and I say, "No."
He's fine.
Does anyone know how to
I put my hand on
Speak
No's
with Dead?
I put my hand on No's other shoulder and say, "No, he's been murdered. He's been murdered because Damien led you astray by killing poor innocent Flick. You cannot listen to anything Damien tells you to do ever again."
I look you directly in the eyes, Nevessa. No, he's fine. He's perfectly alive. We're just gonna move him over there where nobody can see so he can recover.
No, I'm sorry. He was killed because we didn't find the demon.
Yes. Why don't you help me get him somewhere so he can get some rest? Because he seems like he's not feeling well.
It won't help him. This is Damien's fault.
First off, this is not my fault. And second off, he's fine, clearly.
Yeah, see, he's totally fine. Let's help him up. He seems to have tripped and fallen. He's definitely not dead.
He's incredibly dead, no. And it's because Damien led you astray and we didn't kill the demon as a result.
This is not helping my plan. I have a really good plan.
As this
I'm
is
going to. I help move the body.
As y'all are doing this, you hear a little voice coming from somewhere on the other side of the town square. You just hear, "Clarence, Clarence," somebody calling out.
Clarence. I look
It'd be
over.
really, really hard to get fortune teller information if the fortune teller did not have their crystal ball.
I would like to try and use Clarence again.
Oh,
Yeah.
the ball.
Give me an Arcana check.
Okay. Can't go worse than last time. It has not gone worse than last time. That's a 22.
Wow.
A 22. And you look at it, and another message appears up top with a red pulsing glow, and it says, "My sources say no."
Great.
Who were you pointed at?
Well, I'll let you two guys deal with that chef issue. I'm going to go try to find one of the ones we haven't talked to.
I'd like
You
to.
mean you were helping No?
Ugh.
Yeah, you're doing all the work, by the way. I am not strong enough to move a kobold.
I'm very sorry.
I am strong. We're strong. We're all strong. We can move this kobold.
All right, when we get the kobold hidden away, I'm gonna cast Alter Self to make myself look like Rory.
Okay. Where are you moving Rory to?
Bushes behind the building.
I found a trash can. I just
Look, I
shove them in there.
I am an extremely intelligent being. I'm sure I can find a place that people won't see it.
Survival check.
Sure. 4.
You see a bush just right there beside the town square meeting area. Not a very big bush.
Not important. I will now look like Rory.
Okay. Yeah, you have taken on the appearance of Rory, the red kobold.
Hello. I'm gonna go try to find another kobold to talk
This
to.
better pay off. No.
Where would you like to go? There's the temple, there's a town hall, and there's a tavern.
Oh, a town hall. That sounds great.
Okay, yeah.
I'll go to the temple.
Okay.
I will accompany Nomessa.
I'll go to the tavern. Split the party.
Let's go to Nemessa at the temple first, then. The temple here is leaning slightly, like it's trying to distance itself from the rest of the town. You see the twisting ivy climbing up the walls. There's a bell tower up above that's missing its bell, or maybe it never even had one. You push open the heavy doors, and the doors make this groaning sound, like the door is inconvenienced. And inside, the air is cool and still. But there's a couple of kobolds inside. You see a yellow kobold, and you see Coda in there, hiding in one corner. And that's it.
Oh. I'll go talk to the yellow one.
All right. You walk up to our yellow kobold. So this one's wearing a big overcoat with a overly sized little hat on. Lots of pockets in the overcoat. And he's sitting there writing into a little notebook.
What are you writing, good friend?
And looks up and adjusts, also wearing spectacles, and closes the book really fast and pulls it back. There's a little title on the book, too, that you might be able to take a look at. And he says, hi. I suppose I should explain. When the town chooses to send someone into the Clocktower, it's my job to catalog it for the history books.
Can I use a perception to try to read the title on the book?
Yeah, go ahead and give me that.
That is a 5.
It's 2 words, but that's about all you can get from it. And he says, my name is Yuki. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Tell me, Yuki, what do you catalog about the people when they die?
Well, you see, I have a gift. I can see who they truly were. Not who they claimed to be or who we hoped they were, but who they truly were beneath it all. It's a little gift, really. Closure is so underrated.
Oh, I agree completely, my dear friend. I truly felt compassion for Flick. I thought the accusation against him was baseless and flimsy from a buffoon and an idiot who I will murder before this is over in revenge. But tell me, what have you learned about Flick?
Oh, well, that's private information. It's for me and my book alone, and she slips the book into her pocket of her overcoat.
Yuki, darling, we have a demon problem. I am trying to solve this problem for you. Please, what can I do for you to get the information from your book?
Give me a persuasion check first.
That is a 16.
A 16. And says, you do seem fairly trustworthy because I've been dying to tell somebody this information. Here, lean in. And what do you do?
I'll lean in.
Okay. And pulls out this little book again, and now you can see the name clearly on it. It says Grave Truths. And Yuki opens the book up to a page, and sketched there is the name Flick. And next to it, as shows it to you, it says Scarlet Woman.
Interesting, Yuki. Interesting.
Or in the parlance of Tales from Goblinshire, it's actually Bloody Medium.
Bloody Medium. And tell me, Yuki, could your information be tampered with in some way?
Says, It's possible. It's possible if someone might have interfered with my sixth sense last night, but this is all I have. This is what I saw.
Mm-hmm. And do you write the information in the book yourself, or does the book write it for you?
I feel compulsions in the night after someone is taken into the tower, and I feel compelled to jot these notes in my book, and that's how it happens. I don't know where they come from. It is a gift, as I say.
So if, say, the book ended up in someone else's hands, it would be useless to them?
Oh, yes. Well, the information's inside of it, but any future information can't be jotted down.
For no reason at all, Damien feels very smug.
Still gonna kill you.
Can I arrive at this point?
Yeah, sorry, where were you going to?
I was also going with Nymasa, but Nymasa was ahead of me.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you walk in as you see them huddled up close and staring at this little book.
Sure. I'll just sidle over. Anything interesting, Nymasa?
Yes, I think this one's evil.
And you see Yuki fold up the little book and put it in her pocket and says, "Maybe I'll be digging 2 graves tonight." And she wanders off into the back of the temple.
Idea, Nymasa. Let's let Yuki go. I would like to have a chat with Coda.
Okay, yeah. You see Coda still sitting over there, huddled
How
up.
are you doing, Coda?
Oh, hi. This is the most I've talked in a long time. Do you need something?
How are you feeling about everything that's been happening recently?
Just a little bit nervous. I don't know much. I don't talk to people. That's not a me thing, really. But, I sometimes talk to Shep, but that's all. We have a couple of things we like tea blends and prophecies and stuff.
Oh, that's interesting. How is Shep?
Shep seems very upset. Shep lost Clarence. Someone stole Clarence. That's
You know-
Shep's best friend.
Do you know where they'll be?
No, I think Shep's running around town trying to find Clarence. Sometimes Clarence does run away. Clarence sometimes gets upset if people ask him boring questions, but he's never been gone this long.
No, that's understandable. Well, I'll leave you be. But you must get around a little bit. Have you heard or seen anything that you would see as suspicious? Like people, you say people don't pay attention to you, so maybe they can let you into places.
No, I saw Kaku and Flick talking yesterday for a little while, and I saw Shep running around town, and I saw Flick also following somebody else around yesterday. I don't remember who, but that's all I've seen lately.
Well, thank you very much. You've been very helpful. I'd like to go and try and find Shep at some point.
Well, Ixael is talking with Coda. Can I attempt to pick Coda's pockets?
God damn it.
Yeah, go for it.
Sleight of hand or stealth?
This town doesn't need a poisoner. It's just got Nymasa.
So yeah, sleight of hand. That's a good one. Whichever one you prefer.
All right, sleight of hand. That's a 25.
A 25. Yeah, you reach into one of the back pockets and you pull out a small hedgehog, a small alive hedgehog. And it has a little collar around it, and there's a little tag that says Pickles on it.
I'll put that back. I don't need to deprive Coda of a pet. That doesn't seem like something I can sell.
You gently slide Pickles back into Coda's pocket.
All right, I'm going to look for Shep.
like this.
I think.
Aww.
I'm sorry, what was that, Exil?
Yeah, I said I'm going to have a look for Shep. I'm sure that they should be easy enough to find. But if you want to go to Damien and No first.
Yeah, sure. You wander out, and you hear you hear Shep calling out Clarence's name, so you can follow that. While we cut over to Damien and No. What are y'all up to?
Oh, we went to different places.
Yeah, Damien's in the tavern, so you could.
All right, let's go.
I went to the town hall.
We'll cut to the tavern. Damien, you walk into the tavern, and it's empty, except for the other kobolds who are not playing, who all seem to be having a little bit of a remembrance of Rory inside the tavern today. And otherwise, none of the kobold players is there currently.
I check the back.
You look in the back, and there are people kind of taking little bits of cumin and saying little words about Rory, and then eating a little bit of cumin, and then just kind of having a little moment like that.
I'll double check the page, make sure it still says 0, and then head out.
Yeah, you go and check, and it's the same as it was before. It says evil prefers distance or something like that.
Actually, I want to look around, maybe check out the table at which Buckles was sitting at.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they left something behind.
Yeah,
some evidence.
Give me a perception check.
Can I persuade you that I'm using investigation?
Yeah, that's fine. You're using your brain to see if there's anything amiss.
My passive investigation is 16, but my active investigation is 5.
It looks like, and you're maybe not surprised because Buckles seems to be very disciplined and orderly, that everything seems to be exactly where it was before. Maybe the only thing you notice is there might be a little chip on the floor where Buckles slammed her little staff down once. There's a little indenture in the floor, but otherwise it looks all as you might expect.
Right. I'll go try and catch up with No, but No's probably going to have a lot more progress than me.
Okay.
How did you roll a 5 with a passive perception of 16?
I have a feat.
Okay.
Observant, variant human. Increase your inner wind by 1. You can see creatures' mouth move while it's speaking a language. You can understand what it's reading understand what it's saying by reading its lips. +5 to passive perception and investigation.
I'll keep that in mind.
Okay.
Does anybody else have a passive ability that I should be aware of?
No.
Yeah, let me. Oh, do you have one? No.
No.
Yeah, no, but okay. No,
I can read lips. Continue.
No, you follow the crooked path to what must be the town hall. You see adorned on this window. This building is adorned with stained glass windows, and they're each depicting kobolds engaged in very dramatic civil duties. There's some that are doing jury duty, and some that are doing bake sales, and it looks like there's a little scene of kobolds doing a stoning. The brass door knocker is shaped like a little kobold in a powdered wig. And you push open the little doors, and these are kind of the right size for you. This town feels a little bit built for you, more than everybody else here, all the other guests. And as you do, there's a little bell overhead that goes ching, 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 like a little bit like a cough. It's a little strange. And inside, the air is very thick with dust and ink, and something smells like old cinnamon. Inside, you see Buckles standing in a corner watching over the place. You see another sort of brass-colored kobold, metallic kobold, sitting on a bench looking very dapper. And you see another kobold who's black and who has all sorts of armaments on them.
I'll walk over to the bronze kobold, black kobold area.
All right.
Hello, fellow kobolds.
Oh, hello. You must be one of the adventurers. Welcome to my town hall.
Yes,
He's disguised as Rory. Sorry, No's disguised as Rory right now.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm altered self to look like Rory. That's okay.
Yeah, so, hello, Rory. Welcome to my town hall.
Hello. Yes, I am Rory, the lizard kobold guy.
Yes, of course you are. I've figured that before.
Yes, I'm very good at carrots.
Yes. How's my gallant goblin doing lately?
Yes, the gallant goblin is great. We're doing all of the business at all the times, and it's great. What did you think of the flick thing? That was bright light.
Oh, yes. I'm going to have to find a new butler now, aren't I?
Was Flick buttling for you? Was that a butlering he was doing?
Oh, usually someone's buttling for me all the time. You know how it is, being wealthy and all.
Very important. You seem important.
It's so hard to find good help these days.
So what have you heard anything or anybody has of things?
Well, I've heard the gallant goblin is more or less closed today, which is going to hurt the bottom line. What do I have to say? Ooh.
Well, I needed a day off for health-related objects.
Yes. Oh, wait. And it looks a little bit confused real fast. Like, didn't I hear that you were gone? Was that somebody else? I get you all confused.
Oh, Flick is gone. I had an accident. I fell over.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. You all look the same to me. It's so hard to keep you straight.
Yes, I also look the same to me.
That's understandable. Anyway,
So
he pulls out some money out of his pocket and starts counting it.
So you run the place. You're in charge and stuff, right?
Oh,
This
well,
guy's
I
the
mean,
drunk.
technically this place belongs to my great uncle who founded this place. But I'm from a very important family. If you haven't heard about that, don't worry. I'm practically folklore around here, though.
Excellent. And you're friends with Buckles.
Which one's Buckles again? Is that
The blue one over there in the corner.
Oh, I wouldn't say we're friends. No, I don't run in those kind of circles. That's more of the working class, if you know what I mean.
And
we
who's
don't
this?
mingle.
I point at the other one, the black one.
Oh, he's a strange one, isn't he? I don't know about that one. I want to kind of keep out of his eye line, though. I don't really take a look at him. You see what I mean?
He seems fine.
If you say so. Anyway,
Well,
is there anything you need today? What was your name again?
Rory.
Rory,
I'm
that's
Rory,
right.
the chef one,
Yes, that's right.
the cooking one.
Sorry, was that something you were wanting? I need to get back to work.
It's a Chef Zero, actually.
Yeah, that's Chef Zero. I'm the Chef Zero one.
Oh, I don't know what that
I'm gonna
means.
go talk
Okay.
to this other. Bye.
And Rory gets back to counting money. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll go over to the Kaku one.
All right. Yeah, you go up to Kaku. Kaku's a jet black kobold, standing over there in the corner, putting kind of things together. He's got a crossbow across his back. He's kind of looking around the place like he's just ready for somebody to jump out at him. He's got all these weapons like daggers and little short swords and like little throwing blades, all sorts of stuff all over the place. And he's just kind of fumbling with them and trying to get them back in their pockets. And as you walk up, he makes eye contact with you and suddenly like stands up and pulls down his tunic and tries to put his shoulders back and look really cool. And he says, easy, friend. I have this place under control.
Yes, you seem to have everything under control with your weapons.
Yes. I've been tracking demons since I was 3. Wow.
How old are you
long
now?
time. I'm 5.
Well, that's a very number, and I am cooking kobold.
Oh yes, I remember you.
Yes,
Have you seen any demons?
I haven't. Have you seen any demons?
Maybe I'm looking at one right now. And
Yeah,
pulls
you
up,
might.
pulls out the crossbow and the bolt just falls on the ground. He kind of reaches down and picks it up and puts it back inside. And it's like, Rory, is there anything you need to tell me?
No, I don't. I wanted to ask you. You're the only one, I think, who can maybe figure something important out for us.
Oh, what's
It's
that?
very important.
What
You
is
see that? You see that blue one? You see the blue one?
Yes. Have you seen something? Have you seen glowing red eyes?
I don't know, but the blue one is very suspicious.
Oh, really? You know, I have a sixth sense about these things, and I thought the
Do you?
same thing.
Yeah. Some people think the blue one might be evil.
Give me a persuasion check.
Sure, I'm glad to do that. How do you feel about 18?
18. Okay. And so, Kaku says, "Would you like me to take a shot tonight?"
You might just want to do that.
Okay.
It might be my nose.
Oh. And pulls off the crossbow again and very gently shows it to you and says, "You see this beauty? It's a custom build. It's got real sharp, pointy things.
Yes.
If that's a demon, this will get him."
Okay. And if it's not a demon, it won't get them.
Yeah, it usually doesn't get them.
That's really useful, because if it's not a demon and it doesn't get them, then we'll know it's not a demon.
And points to his nose and points to your nose and points to his nose and points to your nose.
We both have noses.
It's cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that cool? That's cool.
Yeah. I gotta go elsewhere now and do cooking kobold activities.
All right. Who haven't we visited with it? Is it Ixiel that we haven't talked to yet?
We've done all of us.
Ixiel is outside looking for.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I'm currently shep hunting.
Okay. We'll finish up with that. Ixiel, you can find Shep very easily. Shep is wandering out looking for Clarence, like pulling up floorboards and like looking through the bushes.
Shep!
Yes. Have you found?
I found Clarence.
And runs up to you and is like ecstatic, looks super happy. Where? Do you have him?
Yes. I produced Clarence.
Oh, do you have Clarence?
I do have Clarence.
He said, it's past his feeding time. And said, thank you. And you see a little...
Welcome.
He's hugging it, and you see a little tear come.
I saw Clarence underneath the clock tower. It was glowing red, and it said something about a no. Does that mean anything?
Oh. Is it possible that your friend is the demon? I don't think that's possible. Do you want me to ask it tonight? I can talk to Clarence tonight.
What did you ask it first?
And says, well, since you found Clarence, I guess I should tell you. I looked at Buckles and Yuki, because I had some suspicions, and Clarence said one of them was a demon.
Oh. Did you try saying anything last night when Clarence had wandered off?
No, I couldn't sleep last night because I was lonely.
Okay.
Gonna steal Clarence again.
So the part where we said no, you don't think that means anything?
Sometimes he gets angry and won't give me answers if I ask him things that are boring, and when other people talk to him, he doesn't talk to anybody but me.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
Sometimes he talks to Coda a little bit, but I think they just tell jokes. Did you try feeding Clarence any cheese?
I didn't, no.
Okay, Clarence likes cheese.
Maybe Rory will be able to help with that.
Oh, maybe. Okay, I gotta go. Goodbye.
Bye.
And gong! And again, you find yourselves warped back to the town square. Bane Burns, good evening, stars of our little production, and welcome back to another thrilling round of Who's Possessing Whom. I must admit, last night's performance left me a little bit unsatisfied. Great visuals, lacking in resolution, so let's see if we can do better now this time, shall we? Nominations are open.
All right. I'm going to go to Buckles, and I'm going to cast Suggestion on them.
Okay.
Give me your armor.
Let's, that is a wisdom saving throw?
Yeah.
Okay. Buckles looks up at you and... What is a DC? I think I beat it.
13.
13. Buckles looks up at you and says, go away.
Does time actually pass? Because Alter Self is only 1 hour, so if time has actually passed, then the spell's probably...
Yeah, we'll say that probably time has passed. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I look like an elf again.
And you look over too, and you see Kaku kind of eyeing y'all and like waiting for a signal.
Yeah, I'll go stand over next to Kaku.
Okay.
What are you thinking? What are you thinking? You thinking the blue one, right? We all want to shoot the blue one, right? Everybody wants to shoot the blue one.
Now? Should I do it now?
I think you should do it now.
Okay. And Kaku steps forward and pulls his tunic down and tries to look cool. It takes a big breath and stands back straight and says, I've seen enough. The demon is hiding in plain sight, and I know who it is. And points directly at Buckles. You've been playing us. Following everyone around. Watching us. Killing us when we're alone. But your game ends here, Buckles. And he draws back the crossbow and pulls the bolt back and holds it like he's definitely practiced this in the mirror. And for a heartbeat, everything goes very still. And then you hear a thwip, and the bolt sails directly over Buckles' head and buries itself into the side of the tavern by the sign that says the Gallant Goblin, and the G in Gallant falls off and it lands on the ground. And most of the kobolds go, and one kobold goes,
Yeah, I also clap loudly. Great shot!
Kaku says, "That was a warning shot. Next time I won't miss." Okay.
Great job,
I don't think
Kaku.
I don't think she was the demon.
That was great. You did so good. I'm really proud of you.
Oh, thank you. Did I look cool?
It looked so cool. And also, that was a really good shot. You knocked over the side, and that was amazing.
That was what I was trying to do.
Yeah, I know that was what you were trying to do. It looked like it was what you were trying to do.
Banebone says, "Second call for nominations. That was entertaining, but you still have a job to do, adventurers."
Did any of
And
you
also-
get Shep to learn what his information was?
Yes. If it's not Buckles, then it could be Yuki.
Oh, I
Always
do
be-
want to kill Yuki.
Yes,
Well,
Yuki.
yeah.
Yuki
I could
is,
put my hand up for that.
casting aspersions on
Innocent butlers.
innocent butlers.
Shep, dear friend,
Yeah?
could we prevail on you to nominate Yuki so we can kill the little cretin?
Yeah, you found Clarence, so I feel like I'm very much in your debt. And says,
We also told you it was gone. You would never have noticed without us.
"Oh, I would have noticed." I nominate Yuki. And you see Banebone say, "Oh, Nemessa, this seems to be your bidding. Tell us why."
Shep has information that paints Yuki in a terrible light.
And you see Yuki stand up straight and adjust his oversized hat and says, "I am going to dig 2 graves tonight, and yours is going to be the messy one." Damien, how do you vote?
Not before yours, loser. And I put my hand up.
Nemessa,
Yes.
Ixio,
Yeah.
and for formality's sake, no.
Hello!
And with that, the vote is cast. The torches flare and then dim, and the doors swing open. You see a poor, unfortunate groundskeeper swept inside, screaming all the way. The door slams shut, and you hear a final boom echo out. And again, nothing happens, and Banebone says, "Well, another brave swing and another glorious miss. They weren't the demon, but then again, neither was the last one. Process of elimination, I suppose. Time marches on. One more day. Good night, everybody." And you wake up again on the grounds of the cobblestones of Goblinshire. And there, waiting next to you, is the body of Shep. And you see Clarence next to him, glowing very faintly, a crack in Clarence's glass sphere, and pulses, and then goes dark.
I'll pick up Clarence.
And no shock this time.
That one's
Well, I'm
dead.
sure we... Yes, so was the other one, no.
I mean, no. Yes.
All right. So,
You hear Banebone say, "You have 10 minutes today." Gates get shorter. And have about your day.
All right.
world building
Well-
wise,
So there's two
Rory could
issues
be
we have to...
drunk. Flick and
Yeah.
Coda could be outsiders. Blah, blah, blah. I don't want to get too into gaminess. Never mind. Let's move on.
Do we have any evidence from anyone that they've been acting intoxicated recently?
No, everybody here seems completely sober.
There are 3 remaining, if I've counted correctly. You have Coda, Digby, and Kaku.
Well, Buckles is also alive.
Isn't Buckles also
Oh,
still alive?
Buckles is alive.
Yes.
But Buckles has been
Yeah.
Slayer shot.
That's right.
Kaku could be evil.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Slayer shot their own
Buckles.
demon.
I do need to steal Buckles' armor somehow.
I have 4 dead.
Oh
4
my
dead, 4
god.
left.
So, one interesting thing is that based on my understanding of how this all works, someone must be lying to us.
Correct. I think 2 of them.
Maybe.
I don't necessarily think two of them. I think Digby could be telling us the truth.
What did Digby claim except for being very rich?
Rich. Digby claimed rich and also kind of a jerk.
I think his claim was very mayoral, if I was guessing.
He was
I
in the
heard
town
that Digby
hall.
was from your description. I heard that Digby was talking about coming from a famous family, so that could be a more noble ancestry that we're dealing with.
I think that the world here is more trouble brewing.
Yes, that could be a noble, a baron, someone with a barony.
Yeah.
Entirely possible.
Well,
Digby would be a good shot for my health.
All of the pictures I've ever seen of barons, they're wearing hats, and I want to point out that Digby was not wearing a hat.
thank you, now.
Rory's chef. The chef could have been drunk. He was acting rather strange, and if his 0 was in fact a 1, then Yuki and Kaku could be in it together.
I think Rory seemed very trustworthy.
Well, trustworthy, yes, but maybe he didn't. He can't trust himself.
I think this is all very interesting, but I need to go find Buckles.
I want to go back to Rory's kitchen and see if there's any like hidden bottles or something.
Does anyone happen to know the spell heat metal?
I know how to heat metal.
You could help Nemessa out quite well.
Oh, I mean, I can help Nemessa. No problem.
Damien, why don't you give me a quick investigation or a perception check in the kitchen, looking around?
16.
Which one did you roll? Investigation?
Investigation.
Okay. So yeah, you kind of look around to see if you find any maybe hidden flasks, anything that's a little untoward, and you don't find anything except for some cooking wine.
All right. I think we can trust this Rory's number. No leftover poison in the pot either. All right.
And Nemessa, you want to go... everybody's in the tavern today. Everybody's sitting a little bit somber, but they're all hanging out in the tavern.
I'm going to say, Buckles, this is very important. We've determined that the key to solving the mystery involves you giving me your armor. So, please, Buckles, give me your armor.
And how exactly is Margaret supposed to help you solve this mystery?
Yes. We've determined that the kobold who touches Margaret and whose hand recoils in pain is the demon. We have done this through investigations of the arcane mysteries of the world.
Give me a persuasion check. Or deception, I suppose this is. Deception.
Deception is a 13.
And says, "Don't let me show you how my right boot got her name."
Margaret, you're going to cause everyone to die.
Oh my god.
Buckles, you're going to cause everyone to die. I beg you, Buckles, do the right thing and give me your armor.
Just call off the bet, loser.
Buckles says, "Oh, everyone may die, but I think I'll be just fine."
Yeah, because you're wearing that armor.
That's right. Margaret keeps
metal,
everything safe inside. If I take it off, Margaret doesn't protect me anymore. And I don't want to die. This is how I stay alive.
I cast heat metal on the armor now.
Do you have heat metal?
Whoa.
That's a spell you have?
No does.
Oh
No.
Oh no, I don't have. Oh no. I don't have heat metal. I said I know how to heat metal. Those are
God
two
damn it,
different
no.
things.
God damn it.
I have the theory, but I don't know the spell in practice, unfortunately.
Damn it.
Buckles, I will make you a bet.
Go on.
Is my friend annoying you?
Everyone annoys me.
Okay, what if I could make my friend go away? Would you lend me Margaret for a little while?
That doesn't sound like a bet.
Okay, I am trying to make a deal.
Can't you just make your friend go away on her own?
No.
Can I go up to Digby?
Sure. As this conversation's going on, you head over to Digby.
Oh my god, these people. You understand, right?
Oh, I tend to stay out of it. You know how it is. Deep family roots and all.
I wanted to ask, if we were to look in the annals of the town, would we find that you were the mayor here?
Oh, no. I leave that to all the people of the town themselves. I just have deep roots in the town. Deep roots that keep me protected and connected.
What would you say your occupation might be then?
Oh, if you caught me, I'm just from a wealthy family. I'm just here, deep roots to the town. What can I say? I'm a bit of a nepo baby, really.
All right, I'd like to.
Do you have a title?
Oh, not officially. Maybe a duke. Let's say duke.
Would you happen to be exaggerating a little and have simply a barony of your own?
Oh no, I promise. I have deep arcane roots to this town. I am very well protected. Don't get any ideas. And he looks at you.
Oh, wait, are you claiming? What would the town fall apart if you died?
Oh, I don't think I'm likely to die.
Okay, but let's say
anyone who
for
comes
some saintly reason you were executed.
Oh, no. Let's just say if anyone comes after me, they better regret it.
They better regret it.
I think he's talking about bouncing a kill.
I don't.
I think he's just the Baron.
I think he's just the Baron, guys.
I think that if you've managed to exist for this long, then you've done quite well as what I think that you might or might not be. So why don't you tell us of your family connections, or I will hit you with my staff.
Could be intimidation check?
Intimidation check.
Yes,
yeah.
and I would like to use some of my magical power to make this a strength intimidation check, please.
Sure.
Hilarious.
Got a strong party, I know.
That is, and I need to do the conversion myself, that is going to be a 10.
Okay.
No, a 9.
A 9, okay.
A 9? Can I help out?
Sure. How do you help?
I just want to use a little bit of prestidigitation, show off some fire magic, and get very close to burning him. Help me provide advantage somehow.
I feel like Damien
with advantage
might have a little bit of kinship there. Yeah, give me that.
With advantage, that would not have been a 9. It would have been a 10.
Fucking.
So Digby says, "Listen, let's just say that I have protectors in this town who will not allow harm to come for me from all these other villages, and leave it at that."
I'm going to...
This guy is such a virgin.
Go to Kaku.
Okay. You hear a voice, by the way, saying, "You have 30 seconds."
I'm going to investigate Kaku really quickly for signs of alcohol.
Okay, yeah, give me a perception check.
That's a 6.
Can I also do this?
Sure.
Yay! 20!
You look about him, he's got lots of pockets. So if there's anything hidden in the pockets, you can't tell. But you just see lots of little, trying to look very cool, lots of weapons. Crossbow and everything, but you don't see anything obvious. No?
Okay.
Can I spend 3 rounds mechanically grinding spell slots into sorcery points?
Sure.
Reasons. Great, thanks.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Just to check.
Did you say spell slots into sorcery points?
Yeah, you can grind spell slots into sorcery points.
Well, I mean, you're gonna take all of your spell slots and make them sorcery points?
Well, I'm gonna get rid of a bunch of first level spell slots that I don't need.
Ah, okay.
Just to check, are we well rested?
Yeah. Yeah.
Day by day. Good.
Yeah. As long as you, anything you've used today, which I don't know if any spells have been used today. Yeah. Otherwise, you're
No,
okay.
No, I
use a
cast
spell.
Suggestion yesterday, but
I'm not used to spell, but I did just use some of my magic power.
Yeah. So, anything since you've woken up this morning. We're on day 3. So each night you get a full rest. Okay. With that, you are brought back again magically to the town square. And here we go. Well, here we are. Final curtain, final act, final chance to guess who's got claws in their souls. Tonight, my dears, is your last opportunity to root out the rot before the clock strikes one final time. Fail and you'll face the demon with all its strength, unmasked, unburdened, and very, very hungry. Few voices remain, fewer that you can trust. And that ticking, if you listen closely, it's starting to speed up. So, you know the rules. The power is in your hands. Nominations are open.
That Digby guy seems like kind of suspicious.
yeah, but he seems more like a minion level suspicious.
Okay.
Gave a helper for this.
Do you want to fight 2 bad guys, or do you want to fight 1 bad guy?
Get Coda to nominate Digby.
I mean, we could ask.
Oh, that's Coda to nominate Big Digby.
Okay. What do you say to Coda?
Coda. Digby was saying horrible things about hedgehogs earlier. He said that hedgehogs are food, not friends, and that Pickles is a stupid name for a hedgehog.
That was Yuki, but well done.
No, that was Digby. Coda had the hedgehog named.
Coda had the hedgehog.
Yeah.
I thought Yuki had the hedgehog.
No, Coda.
It's Coda has a hedgehog.
Oh, let's find out if it works. If Coda's entirely confused, probably Yuki.
Coda says, I think people here talk bad about me and Pickles all the time. I don't know if that's anything special.
Digby said that it was because Pickles was so stupid that he's planning to have you killed tonight. Unless you kill him first.
What should I do?
Nominate him, Coda. Nominate him. Save yourself.
Coda says, I nominate Digby. And you... Here we go. You hear Bane Burns look down at you. And you see Digby looking very smug for a second. And then he says, well, that's interesting. And you hear Bane Burns say, Nemessa, would you care to explain?
Not really. This is just sort of what we agreed on.
I was also here.
And you hear, goes to Digby, and Digby says, interesting. Well, you see, usually there's a reaction at this point, a very dramatic, very decisive sort of reaction. Old family protections tied to the founding bloodlines and all that. I spoke to you about this. So if the pact didn't respond, that tells us something, doesn't it? Either you're not one of us, or there's something else inside you that the Clocktower doesn't like. So really, if the ancient protections didn't activate, it's not a me problem you should be worried about. It's the one who dared accuse me. Clearly they're the outsider, or worse. So unless you're keen to do the demon's work for it, perhaps we don't throw me into the Clocktower today. Agreed? And then Bane turns to No. How do you vote, No?
Hello!
No is a zealot.
Nemessa.
I just don't like this Digby guy. He's been an asshole the entire time we've met him. Yes.
Ixiel.
You're absolutely right, Damien. I should have been voting on things, but I will not vote.
Damien.
I think I'll vote. Yeah.
Okay. That is 3. And the accused kobold, Digby, looks nervous, confessed, and pleading. And you see the clock tower doors fling open one last time. And Digby goes, "No, this can't be happening! This can't be happening!" And he starts to scream, and then he's pulled into the door. The door slams shut, and the light flickers and then fades. But something's wrong. Something's deeply, deeply wrong. The torches don't go out this time. They flicker red. The wind stops. The gears of the clock tower grind to a halt. And across the square, one kobold hasn't moved. Kaku. Still in his little armor, still clutching his mismatched two shiny weapons, still trying to look like the hero. He grins, and then he starts to change. And with a sound like snapping sinew and tearing parchment, Kaku's form twists, and his kobold frame shudders and stretches and collapses inward, and then it turns into a flash of dark flame. And you see his eyes burning red hot, horns start emerging from his skull like they're reaching out for food and blood. His armor melts into jagged obsidian plates. The imp has arrived.
Uh-oh.
Now, before I have you roll initiative, shall we do a grim reveal, perhaps?
Yeah.
Why not? Why not?
Let's go through this, shall we? We started out with Rory, our sober chef, who learned that the evil team was not seated next to each other. Your first execution was Flick, our butler, or claiming butler. Yuki, our groundskeepers, is what we call our undertaker, saw that Flick was not a butler, but a bloody medium, and that was true. Flick was our minion, the bloody medium.
Don't care. Don't care.
Coda was our recluse, who nominated Digby, our nepo baby, which is what we call our virgin. Because Coda was recluse, did not trigger the nepo baby Digby's reaction. Digby was executed instead. We had Shep, our fortune teller, who got a yes on Buckles and Yuki, because Buckles was the red herring in this case. And then we had Kaku pretending to be the Demon Slayer, but was in fact the imp. And I think that is everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, my friends, roll initiative as you face off against an imp alone, but an imp at full power. Humblewood Beyond the Canopy is finally here. This standalone 5e sequel to Humblewood takes us on a new epic campaign that brings our heroes beyond the wood to save the entire continent from an undead artificer trying to bring about a new ice age. It also brings us 6 new playable animal races and a new class, the Gadgeteer, who harnesses various power sources and inventions to get your party out of trouble. Join the most exciting third-party 5e project of the year right now over on Kickstarter using our links in the corner or in the doohickey down below. Humblewood Beyond the Canopy on Kickstarter now. All right, let's go. Ixiel, what was your initiative?
Also 14.
14. Sorry, I didn't get anybody's yet. No?
10.
10. Oh, I'm seeing your full name now. Nemessa.
14.
14. And Damien.
22.
22. And let's auto roll for our baddie. All right. First up is Damien. Damien, you see our imp emerging from the clock tower, around up from the clock tower. What would you like to do first?
I will make his every movement a pain. I pull up my wand, and a cloud of daggers begins to form around the imp, slicing into his every shoulder and leg and face and eye.
Oof. Do I need to roll a save?
You don't. It just takes 4d4 slashing damage.
Okay, I like that.
And also at the start of its turn, it'll take 4d4 slashing damage.
All right, keep me honest with that.
Okay. I don't have 44, so I'm just going to roll it via the app.
Yeah, totally.
Click that spell slot, and then where are they? Nice. Here they are. 1, 2, 3, 4. Roll. How about a nice 12?
12 is not too shabby. All right. You have drawn first blood as those, was it Cloud of Daggers? What was this spell?
Yes, Cloud of Daggers.
Yeah, start ripping at Kaku the Imp's skin. You see ichor flowing out of some cuts. Next, anything else for your turn, Damien?
I might as well move back a little.
All right. Now, Ixio and Nemessa, y'all have the same initiative order. Do you have a preference on who goes first?
Oh, wait. Actually, I do have something I could do.
Yeah.
I could use... Wait. I could use... No, I can't, because that's casting 2 leveled spells in a turn. Never mind.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Ixio, Nemessa?
You got a preference?
Oh, I'm just going to cast Vicious Mockery at this thing. It doesn't really matter which order we go.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. I'll go first then.
Yeah, you're first on
I
my list.
will. Yeah, fair. I would like to cast False Life on myself,
Okay.
and then I would like to declare Mistra Preserve Us, and use some of my magical energy to enter into my special mode.
Okay. Special
And then I would
mode.
like to, in which my staff grows a pair of blades and becomes a great axe. And then I would like to charge.
Yeah, please do. Drawing on my map.
I think I moved 30.
Okay. Do you get to take an attack with that, or is that just charge up?
No, I don't. I use my action to give myself some temporary hit points.
All right. That's it for your turn?
Yep.
All right. Nemessa.
Yeah, I'll just sort of... is there a way to see distances easily on this?
There's a little measuring tool on the left-hand side. You can. There's like a looks like
Okay,
below the
perfect.
T.
I'm
Yeah.
perfectly in range for Vicious Mockery.
Okay.
So I'm just going to take out my lute and start singing a song about how this demon is a slight improvement on the ugliness of the kobold it was pretending to be.
Great.
And it's a wisdom saving throw.
All right. That is a roll the dice. 15.
Yeah. So I always forget. So that fails then, right?
I think if it's cantrip, usually a pass. Yeah, will be nothing happens.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Do you want to move?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. Now it's the Imp's turn, so I believe the Cloud of Daggers will act first.
Yes. 4 more d4. Smaller number 5.
Okay. Every little bit counts. And so if he moves out of the range of that, it doesn't follow him, correct?
Correct.
All right.
But if we push him back in it.
This is fair. All right. So yeah, he will approach. Oh, I'm moving the line instead of the token. There we go. How big is the range there? Is it just 5 feet?
It's just 5 feet.
Okay.
It's a 5 by 5 cube.
Excellent. He's gonna step a little bit away there, and Ixiel is just right there in front of him. And to start with, looking at the stat block, let's see what fun I want to do. I think we'll just start off with 2 little claw attacks at Ixiel. The first one is a natural 20.
Okay.
And
Uh-oh.
so we'll roll 2 die. First one is a 6, and the second one is a 7. Jeez. Rolling rocks here. That's a 13 points of slashing damage.
13 slashing.
And
I resist slashing, so that will be 6 points of damage.
oh, jolly good. Gonna claw again.
I think
Multi-type.
Jojo's figured out what's happening.
The second one's a 12.
It's not a hit, I'm afraid.
Okay.
It's 14 to hit.
Yeah. So that is gonna be our Imp's first turn, feeling you out a little bit. Ixiel, you're up.
Me?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it is. Sorry. No. Yeah, you're up. I'm not moving my
Yeah, no worries.
thing forward.
Question. How structurally stable does this clock tower look?
The clock tower itself looks a lot more sturdy. It was the clock tower and the Gallant Goblin were the 2 buildings in town that look pretty sturdy. The rest of them, they're going to fall over any moment.
Does it look like it could survive a 20-foot diameter hole being blasted into its base?
You can certainly try and find out.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a more fun thing to do. I'm going to cast Shatter at the base of the clock tower on this side in an attempt to drop the clock tower on the imp. Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Yeah, so you just roll straight damage, I believe.
It's just straight damage against hardness, which is very silly. There you go.
What do you get?
It's a 15. So
Okay, I got a number in my head.
it's
Cracks.
a good chunk.
Yeah, cracks appear in the foundation and the side of the building. You start to hear it starts to kind of waver a little bit, but it's still standing for the moment.
I'm going to move, but I don't seem to be able to move myself at the moment.
Oh, let me make sure that you have control of your own character here.
Yeah.
You don't. Does everybody else have access to their character?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure why I lost mine when we changed pages, but...
Oh, I have two different sets of...
yeah.
I don't think I have access to mine.
Yeah, I might just... Let's see.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, you should have...
Now I have it.
Okay.
You,
oh, wait.
Emma, I think you're on ruler
Yeah.
mode? Not
Yeah, I was on
click
ruler
mode?
mode.
Okay,
Sorry,
yeah.
now I'm incorrect.
All right.
Yeah, I was
I'll
trying
move.
to measure some stuff up.
Everybody else have...
Move over here.
Yeah. Everybody else can move your characters, okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just feeling anti-milk today.
Wait,
That's no worries.
All right. Anything else you want to do, Milk?
I'm
Look,
good.
could you move
yeah.
one step to...
Oh, did you want me to actually create flanking here?
No, I wanted you to... No. I don't want you there. I want you someplace where I can cast Thunderwave without hitting you.
Oh, yeah. Okay, how about here?
I'll share my... the one house rule I do have in D&D is that I adopt basically the Pathfinder rule for flanking, where it doesn't give you advantage, but it does give you a +2 to your attack. If you're like a rogue, you still get your advantage if you have whatever, like somebody within 5 feet. That's still advantage, but otherwise it gives you +2.
I wasn't planning on helping. Don't worry.
Damien, you're up.
I will. I will do a nice simple cast of magic missile. How do I move this guy? How do I shove? Shoving only gets them 5 feet. Okay.
Yeah, it's hard to move people in D&D 5e.
Gotta get them. Alright. I don't think I can move them that well, so I will just leave that cloud of daggers up, hoping, beyond hope, that something good happens. And I will run up. Do I have to touch people for this? Double check. No. I will cast Aid on my 3 allies, giving them 5 hit points to their maximum.
Excellent.
All 3 of you get +5 hit points. And I'll quicken this in order to cast a cantrip with it. Shooting a sorcerer's burst at my foe. And it will be lightning damage.
Nice.
It does not. I rolled a 9.
Sorry, were you attacking? I was looking up Cloud of Daggers to see if you could possibly move it. Did you attack me with it? I missed that.
I did. I rolled a 4 + 5, 9.
9 to hit does not hit.
Alright. But I cast Aid, and I quicken spelled it, and then I cast his cantrip.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
Remind us what aid does for your allies.
Aid, 5 temporary 5. Increase the target's hit point maximum by 5 for 3 creatures. And I'm choosing my 3 allies.
All right.
So, No, Emissa, and Ixila.
Okay. All right, make sure y'all note that. With that, Ixiel is up. Cleric of Mistra.
Yes, I am going to flank. You can hurt me, no mercy, it's fine. And I will first take a bonus action to... I need the creature to make a charisma saving throw.
All right, Kaku the Imp. Decent charisma. Not a decent roll. Rolls a 9.
9 is enough.
Oh.
Enough?
Yeah. DC is exactly 9. That's fine. That was a bit of a hope and a prayer. The other option was to cause it to take 2 points of damage, but then no would have taken damage as well, so it's not worth it. I would like to swing my great axe at it, please.
All right.
And with a +2 for flanking, that is going to be a 15.
That does it.
Great. In which case, then that is going to be 10 points of slashing damage plus.
Oof.
That's the other thing. Yeah, that's going to be 10 points of slashing damage plus. I need to roll a d6. Uh, 4 points of radiant damage.
Ooh, so
For a total of 14, unless it's vulnerable or resistant to either of those.
It is not. So 14 points of damage.
14. Wonderful.
Not bad. Very good. All right.
Oh, wait, no.
All right.
More?
+2.
Okay.
15.
16
16.
points of damage,
Very good.
I think.
I guess.
You can
I'll
let me
check
know.
that one.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll check that one. Move on.
Nevessa.
Uh,
Emberthorn.
yeah. I'm gonna move to here. Not gonna cast Thunderwave yet because I would blast. No, and I don't like. It could do a lot. It could literally kill you.
You're allowed to hit me.
Yeah. So I'm just going to shoot it with a crossbow today.
Okay. Take aim. You can. It's appropriate, I think.
That is a natural 20.
Okay.
Wow.
So 1d6 plus 2.
Yeah, double the dice.
Two
2d6.
double the dice.
Yeah.
2d6 plus 2. That is 7 plus 2 is 9.
All right, 9 damage. Very good. All right, whittling it down. Anything else, Nemessa?
No, not this turn.
All right, I think it's time for our imp to have a little fun. He starts to giggle maniacally, and you see shadows swirling around Kaku here. A magical darkness lands here and fills up all the spaces within 10 feet of our imp. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little circle down with our little drawing tool, if I can find that. Let's see. I don't want it to be yellow, I want it to be like blue. Let's see if this works. They've been changing this a little bit. So I think if I do like... Ooh, the grid is blending in there a little bit. Something like that, I think, is 10 feet radius. All right, so if you were within that, which I believe is Ixiel and No, I need you to roll a... Where is it? Wisdom saving throw, please.
I will spend Tides of Chaos to get advantage on this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can roll it in the tool, right? Whee! That's a 15 and an 8, so 15.
All right, and Nemessa?
You mean me?
Oh, sorry, Ixiel, yeah.
6.
Okay. Yes, Ixiel fails, but Nose passes. So, I didn't roll great. No, sorry. Yeah, whoever passed takes 4 damage. I believe Ixiel, I forget who passed and who failed. Yeah,
I
Ixiel failed. You take 4. No takes 2 points of psychic
type-
damage.
Psychic.
Yeah. And yeah, that area is now considered darkness, so you cannot see. But is he gonna move out of the range? I think he is. Just gonna move to the edge of it, and I'm trying to remember the rules for darkness and attacks of opportunity.
You can make an attack of opportunity against a creature which you can see.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So, unless you can see through magical darkness, he moves a little bit out of the way. Still within the darkness, but not next to you anymore. But you don't know that. Noah's up.
Okay, let's have a nice little. Just take a little step over here, out of the old darkness.
Mhm.
I can see that clock tower, right?
You sure can.
Okay, great. We'll go ahead and cast Shatter at the base of the clock tower again.
Alrighty.
It is a 20-foot radius, so
Oh
in
my
theory I
God.
may be able to catch him. Or it's a 10-foot radius, so I should be able to catch him and the tower.
Sure, yeah.
With the hit. So we'll just throw that. It's a for him. It's a what is it? It's a con 13 save.
Okay, how about this? You know, you're not sure exactly where he is, but I think you got a pretty good chance of hitting him. Roll a d20. Anything 5 or over, you catch him in the blast.
Perfect.
Ooh. I love Pathfinder.
19.
There you go.
All right.
All right.
So he's got a con 13 to save this.
Okay. And con save. That is a 9.
Okay, so it's 15. It's 15 damage, and the base of the clock tower also takes 15 damage. And I'm also going to use Fury of the Small to deal him an extra 3.
Oh, sweet. All right. You see the clock tower now almost very severely damaged. You think if it takes much more damage, it's likely to collapse.
Okie dokie.
And we're back to the top of the initiative order with Damien.
I have light doesn't counteract magical darkness, correct?
That's correct. Unless it's
All right, cool. In that
Daylight does, right?
case,
Yeah, daylight, I think would.
yeah, but I don't have that. Instead, what can I do? Oh, does his concentration maybe drop? Yeah.
The imp. Oh, let's see. This is it is not actually a spell that he casts. It's
Oh,
just an
okay.
ability.
Okay. Dang it. Well, that was my shot. So I think I'm going to spend a bonus action to destroy a spell slot and get back a sorcery point.
Mhm.
And then I'll use my main action. I can't see him. Can I cast Magic Missile? Do I have to be able to see someone for that?
Ooh, I think you do.
I think I do.
You have to check the wording of the spell.
You can see. Yeah. All right. In that case, I will take a bit of a step forward. Let me draw my speed. About 30. All right. I'm just going to walk up to about here and then aim inside the magical darkness and cast Burning Hands. Just kind of crossing my fingers.
Yeah, so Burning Hands has what, a 10-foot cone?
15-foot cone?
15-foot cone?
Let me double check that. But I believe that is correct. 15-foot cone, yes.
Okay, and it is a saving throw.
Deck
correct?
save.
Deck
Yes.
save. All right, I'm just gonna give him advantage on his deck save. I'm not sure
I
if
will
the ruling is.
cancel
but-
that.
Okay, yeah, because you got an ability to cancel that. So I'll just roll a deck save and we'll just play it like that.
What's your ability to cancel that? Because I'm assuming that's also hitting me, and I also have advantage on the deck save.
You know what? It is a creature that I can see. I can only cancel it, so never mind.
Okay, so I'll roll with advantage. First one was
I will
11.
also roll with advantage.
17 then.
17 will save, but I think he's
7.
half.
Okay.
I got a 7.
A 7 will not save.
Cool. I am finally into my starting hit points.
Rub it in.
All right,
How much-
3d6 damage. Fucking 5 to
2.
Alejo's character, and 2 to the demon.
All right.
Okay, I have taken 1 point of damage from my starting hit points.
Chipping away. All right. Ixiel, I think you're up.
Yeah, and I'm going to immediately use my Warrior of the Gods as a bonus action to expend a d12 and heal myself that much.
All right.
No, I won't, actually. I'll save that for now.
Down 1
I
hit
don't
point.
need to be on.
You got plenty of hit points.
I'm down 6, because that does include the extra points that I got from aid, but Yeah. Do I have any sense in which way it went?
You give me a perception check and see if you can hear it.
Yeah, absolutely. I would like to use my strength score to do that, which I believe I can do.
How does that work thematically?
It's primal knowledge.
Oh.
I can just power through and just sort of find it primally.
Here with
You got
my
that.
biceps.
Perception would normally be -1, but now it's +2. So there's going to be a 16.
Magic
Okay.
makes strong.
I mean, we'll say that you maybe generally have an idea of where it is, but you can roll in a tap to be at disadvantage. Let's say that.
Okay, in which case I'm going to go in the direction that it was and immediately walk into a cloud of daggers.
No! Don't do that!
I don't know that was
Oh,
there.
cruel
So-
agony of fate!
What I do too, we don't do inspiration here at the Gallant Goblin. We give Goblin Gold for interesting, fun roleplay. So take yourself a Goblin Gold. You can use it as an inspiration point later on because that was really funny.
And take yourself 10 damage.
10 damage. Now I would like to use my
It is slashing damage.
healing dice. Oh, that's right. It's 5 points of damage. That's still me down 11, so I will take a healing die roll as a bonus action. Okay, so I'm going to take 1 point of damage in effect, and
Please
then
don't end your turn there.
I would like to attack, which is with disadvantage, right?
Yeah, yes. And the other thing you did was a bonus action, correct? The healing.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Go for it.
So that will be an attack with my great axe with disadvantage. So that is going to be a natural 20 and an
Hell
18.
yeah.
So that is going to be
Go.
a 22 to hit.
Oh yeah, that hits.
So that will be
Ow.
that much damage. Oh, that's a natural 1 on the damage die, but I get to make another damage die roll as well. If I can find a d6. That will be 3 points plus another natural 1 for a total of, I think that's going to be 3 plus 2 is 5 plus 2 is 7 points of damage.
Okay, that could have been a lot worse. I'll take it though.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's your turn, Ixiel?
I'm going to move out of the cloud of daggers
Probably wise.
That makes a lot of sense.
and under the clock tower, which is being destroyed.
Even more sense. All right, Ms. Emberthorn.
This unseeable foe is really ruining our day.
Yeah, I'm gonna move to here. So that time. And then I'm gonna cast Thunder Wave out into the Cloud of Darkness, which is a 15-foot cubic radius, I believe. Yeah. Wait.
I think you need to be 1 square further over.
1 square further over.
Yeah, it's a 15-foot cube from you.
Yeah. So that gets me to... Yeah. Perfect. I'll cast Thunder Wave, which is... And I'll cast it as a 2nd level spell.
Okay.
So... Constitution save of 13 and 2d8 of thunder damage, or 3d8 of thunder damage, half on a successful save.
Got a 19 on my save.
Ouch.
Rolled pretty good today.
God damn it. That is 6 damage from the Thunder Wave.
6 damage. All right.
Respectable.
Boom.
And
Does that damage
as
the
a
clock
bonus...
tower?
No, I'm too far from the clock
Okay.
tower.
Okay.
And as a bonus action, do I have enough? Yeah, I'm gonna sing a little song as a bonus action to inspire No, because they're pretty close to the demon.
All right.
Does that have to be a creature you can see?
See or hear me.
Okay, nice.
I am an elf. I have very pointy ears.
You are a goblin now. This is a song about a goblin sorcerer.
Elf wizard.
All right. Our imp is up. Our imp does see right outside the field of darkness a lovely Asimar who looks very tasty and is going to take some chunks out of you with his claws. 2 claw attacks. First one.
With advantage, I believe.
Because I'm attacking.
I can't see it.
You can't see me. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. First one is 18.
Uh-oh.
Yep, that will be a hit.
All right. Damage is 7 points of slashing damage.
So that's 3 points of damage.
And a second is a 13 and a 24.
24 will hit.
One more slash. 6 rounded down to 3 slashing damage.
3 points of damage.
And still laughing maniacally, but Noah's up.
Let's see. I'm just gonna do a little move here, just a quick.
This should be fun.
Don't worry, guys. I'll get the monster, and I'll snap my fingers and cast Shatter on the base of the clock tower, and everyone suddenly realizes that No thinks that the clock tower is the monster.
Roll your damage. Roll your damage. Roll good.
Glad to do that. Oh, I did have to use a bonus action to cash in, grind up 3 of my sorcery points to get another second level.
Okay.
So here we go.
Roll something nice and high for us.
Why didn't it roll? Oh, here we go. Had to click the right button. There you go. How about a 14?
Okay, I think that is enough. You hear crack, 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 and the clock tower falls to the southwest here. I think it probably lands on the 4 of us here. Everybody except for Nemessa, I think. So what I'll say, everybody roll a dex save.
Are we taking damage from the shatter, or is that just on the clock tower?
Oh, what's it?
I put that just on the clock tower. I need to take
cool.
another big chunk out. Yeah.
So yeah, dex save.
Mine is made with advantage, and that will be a 9.
13.
Well, I was gonna say DC 14. I was gonna say that before you said 13.
And that one, baby.
Yeah, I got a nat one as well. So what do you think? Maybe 66 damage for our level? Is that enough?
That seems right.
Yeah, I think that's
seems like a
probably
lot.
gonna do pretty good.
Basically like taking a fireball.
Yeah, give us 66 damage. Half of you passed. I don't think any of us passed.
All right. Let's see. How do I? There should be a button here to roll multiple dice.
Yeah, you look in the bottom left. There's like a D20, and then click on that, and then just click on D6 6 times.
How tall is the clock tower?
Oh, I don't have
21 points of damage.
We'll say
10
it's like,
points of damage.
Yeah, we'll say it's like 5 stories tall. Is 10 points of damage?
21.
Oh, 21. Okay, that makes more sense.
That's 10 for me.
21 for me.
I go unconscious.
I'm fine.
Okay.
I mean, alive.
The imp you see crushed underneath this broken clock tower, but still somewhat alive. You see its claw sticking up out of the debris, but it's close to death. No, so are you. Anything else for your turn? I think that's probably it for your turn.
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay. I will say, Damien, let's get a death saving throw from you.
Ooh, baby. This one will do. 5.
Ooh, 1 failure for Damien as he's buried under the bell of the clock tower.
Ouchie. My bones.
Exhale. We'll say that you're not prone, so you can spend half your movement to get up if you want.
Yeah, might as well. I will spend the other 3 healing dice I have as a bonus action on myself, please. I should just spend 2 of them. Okay, so I can heal up to 23 points. So, yeah, I'll just spend 2 of them.
Okay. And
So it's 2d12 which is going to heal me for 9 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I will just hit this thing with my great axe.
All right.
Because that's the best I can do.
Yeah, disadvantage.
With disadvantage. Yeah. That's a 17 for a 21 and a 12 for a 16 is my final answer.
That hits.
So that is going to be 7 points of damage plus 7 points of damage plus 2 points of damage for 16 points of damage, please.
Ixiel, describe your kill, please.
Yeah, so the power of Mistra is going to course through me, which I will channel into my staff, which is now my axe, which I shall raise, covered in smoke and ash and dust from the fallen clock tower, and bring it down, cleaving through the head of this Kenkimp, and split it in twain. But I don't see any of that because it's still in darkness.
Well, the darkness dissipates, and you see your axe, your staff axe, embedded into the cobblestones, splitting this demon's head in half. The final blow lands, and you see a squirt of ink and residue, and the sound of like glass shattering in reverse as the darkness is dispelled. You see the imp's form twist once and twice, and then it implodes in on itself in a burst of red and yellow light and smoke, and it vanishes into ash. And for a heartbeat, you hear the whole town just holding its breath. And then fireworks again. Bright, glittering lights explode in the sky overhead. They're swirling into shapes. You see shapes of masks and daggers and staves that turn into axes. You see a crystal ball form in the air. And you see a cleaver, lots of cumin. And then you see your own silhouettes up in the sky. And you hear a dramatic, triumphant fanfare chord that blares out of everywhere, and then with a dramatic puff of purple smoke and a completely unnecessary rain of confetti, you see Bane Burns appear in the center of the square, and his cane is twirling and his arms are wide, and he says, "Ladies, gentle kobolds, and heroic interlopers whose names I've already forgotten, what a show! Bravery, betrayal, blunt force, trauma. This performance had it all. You have done what so few ever do. You survived Goblinshire's most exclusive engagement, and more importantly, you've given me a truly unforgettable finale. Bravo, bravo. Now, off you go, back to your boring little lives, and from now on, please do try not to die outside of the spotlight." And he dabs one eye with a little monochrome pocket square, and then it bursts into smoke in his hands. And you find yourself back home, wherever you were, with a story to tell, a tale from Goblinshire. Congratulations.
Damn it, I was gonna rob Damien's body.
I was gonna help Damien up.
Oh no, I was gonna rob his gold and then cast healing words on him.
Oh, I did forget something. Before we wrap up. You see, during that fanfare, you see all the kobolds that you played with, Kaku and Shep and everybody, come out of the clock tower, and they all do like a dramatic curtain call where they're all bowing and they're all alive and they're all feeling good, and they wave at you and like they had a good time, and you see Shep holding Clarence, and Clarence is beaming. And
I have Clarence.
And
you think you have Clarence?
What?
You look down and it's like you actually just have a beach ball.
What the fuck?
And then
I sold nothing. I got nothing out of this. What the hell?
You got 5 gold.
Well, I was gonna steal Damien's gold.
Damien is returned to full health. This was just a game. It's just a game. And you're all back home.
I'm falling again.
Where was No coming from, do you think?
Probably off of a cliff. Yeah. Someone probably chucked him off a cliff.
Well, Milk, where do we tune in to see the further adventures of No, the goblin, not goblin?
Well, the further adventures of No is whenever I get a chance to play this character. So thanks, Theo, for including us. This was fun. But if you want to see Emma and I, we host Grim Scenarios, the podcast, and various other Grim Scenarios, the thing, all over the place and have a lot of fun playing Clocktower and other things with friends.
Excellent. Jojo, Alejo, thank y'all. Where can we find y'all again?
Yeah, thank you very much. That was an absolute blast. I enjoyed the adventures of Exile, who is based on a character I played before. So it was fantastic to bring them into this one. We will be live most Tuesdays and most Sundays from 3 o'clock Eastern on Tuesdays and 3:30 Eastern on Sundays. That'll be, I say Eastern, whatever time it is where it's usually Eastern. Obviously daylight savings has messed with that, but it will be that time. People can convert accordingly. And 4 o'clock for script notes on Mondays. Jojo is with me on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Thanks for running it.
Yeah.
Thank
That was
y'all.
fun.
Thank y'all so much. If you want to play with Emma and Milk, or Jojo and Alejo, or Ben and Malachi, or Beardy and Brad, don't forget to check out the auction going live in about 2 weeks. We'll have the link down below, and you get a chance to sit down and play this adventure. We're going to have a different setup of characters, different mystery to solve, but same general idea. So we will see y'all back here very soon. Any final words before I let y'all go?
Yeah.
No.
All right. Thank
No,
you.
you are a goblin.
Yes, an elf. Yes, I understand.
And you didn't get executed, so didn't get the win.
Even though Clarence implicated you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Jojo. Thank you, Emma. Thank you, Milk. Thank you, Alejo. And until next time, please stay safe, have fun, love each other, and we'll see y'all next time at the Gallant Goblin. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.